Okay, so today we're going to be looking at converting units. And our problem is the speed of light is about 300,000 kilometers per second. Convert this speed to miles per hour. Okay, so before I do anything, I need to know some conversion factors. So if I'm trying to convert kilometers to miles, I need to know what that conversion factor is. And I know that 1 mile is equal to 1.56 kilometers. Okay, and I also know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So I'm just gonna write that and leave it right there for right now. And since we're converting 2 units, so we're gonna be converting kilometers to miles and then seconds to hours, I'm gonna do 2 of this process. So we're gonna convert 1 unit at a time. And whenever you're converting units, you wanna start with 3 blank fractions. So blank fraction times blank fraction equals blank fraction. And then I can fill in the units that I started with, which is kilometers per second. So I know that this fraction line can say per, so kilometers is on the top, kilometers per second. And then I'm going to put in the units that I want to end up with, and we're going to convert kilometers to miles first. So I want kilometers to be miles, and seconds going to stay the same until we change that to hours later. Okay, now I can put in the units for my conversion factor. The conversion factor that you want to use will have the unit that you're trying to get rid of and the unit that you want. So I'm going to use this conversion factor here. Since kilometers is in the numerator in our starting fraction, it needs to be in the denominator of our conversion factor so that kilometers cancels out. Because when then kilometers multiplies whatever unit is up here, and second multiplies whatever unit is here, you're going to end up with kilometers and kilometers divided by kilometers is 1. So that'll make that unit disappear. Okay, so then the other unit is miles. And now I get to write in what I know. So I know that my starting rate was 300,000 kilometers per 1 second. And I know that for every 1 mile, there's 1.56 kilometers. 1 mile, 1.56. Okay, now we multiply. So 300,000 times 1 is 300,000. 1 times 1.56 is 1.56. So I don't want to leave this way because it doesn't really tell me much about how many miles it goes in 1 second. So I'm going to divide these two because it's always top divided by bottom. So 1.56 is on the outside and 300,000 is on the inside. So since there is a decimal in my divisor, I need to move that 2 spaces to the right to make that a whole number. And I need to do the same for my dividend. So here's where my decimal is. Okay, and now I can divide. So 156 goes into 3 0 times, and it goes into 30 0 times, and then it's going to go into 300 just once, and that's 156, which leaves me with a remainder of 144. Bring down that 0. 156 goes into 1440 about 9 times, because 9 times 156 is 1404. And that leaves me with a remainder of 36. Bring down this 0. 156 goes into 360 twice, and that's 312. That leaves me with a remainder of 48. Bring down this 0. 156 goes into 480 3 times, which is 468, the remainder of 12. And I'm going to bring down this 0. Okay, so I'm going to pause here because this is a really, really important mistake that a lot of people have been making. So 156, I'm here. I said it went into 480 3 times. 3 times 156 is 468. When I subtracted that, I got a remainder of 12. Okay, and then I brought down my 0 so that I could do the next digit. 156 does not go into 120 any times evenly, or any whole number of times. So that means I need to put a 0 up here. I can't just move on and bring down the next digit until I have that 0. If you don't put the 0 and you just bring down the next digit, then you're leaving a space here where there's supposed to be a digit. 0 is a digit, okay, and it's in the tens place. So now that I put this 0, I can bring down this next 0 and move on. So I know that 156 goes into 1200 7 times, because 156 times 7 is 1092. Subtract that, and I get 108. And now here's my decimal, so I'm going to add 2 more zeros because I want to go to the hundredths place. Okay, and I know that 156 is going to go into this 6 times, because 156 times 7 was 1092, which is bigger than that, but barely. So then I'm left with 1200 minus 1092 is 108. 156 times 6 is 936, which gives me a remainder of 144. Bring this down. I've already done this, so I know that this is a 9. Okay, so now the information I have is that it's 192,307.69 miles per 1 second. And now we can do our conversion to miles per hour. Okay, so I'm going to start with my 3 blank fractions. Okay, I'm going to put in my starting units. So now I have miles per second. And I'm going to put in the units I want to end up with, which is miles per hour. And then I need to put in my conversion factors. So I know I'm getting rid of seconds. So I'm going to put seconds up here and hours down here. Okay. And since I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, then 1 hour is equal to 60 times 60 seconds. So 60 times 60 is 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. Okay, so now I can write in my starting rate, which is 192,307.69 over 1, and then my conversion factor. So I know that this is 3,600 seconds in 1 hour, and now I can multiply. So this is going to end up being 1, and then 192,307.69 times 3,600. Okay, so when you are multiplying with decimals, you just forget about the decimal until the very end and treat it like it's a whole number. So 0 times all of this is just going to be 0. So I'm going to do 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then I'm moving on to my next digit, so I need to put my placeholder. And then another 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay, and now I need 2 placeholders. And then, now I'm moving on to the 6. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 5 is 41. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 4 is 46. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 6 times 9 is 54, plus 1 is 55. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. Okay, and now I need 3 placeholders. And I'm moving on to this 3 digit. So 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 20. 3 times 7 plus 2 is 21, 22, 23. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. I'm going to add these all together. Okay, and then now I want to worry about the decimals. So there's 1, 2 decimal spaces, and then there's no decimal spaces here. So I'm going to go to the end of this number and go 1, 2. And that's my final answer. So this is 692,307,684. And now I'm in miles per hour. So I've converted this speed to miles per hour. So my final answer is the speed of light is 692,307,684 miles per hour. And that's it.